Hey Capricorns, welcome to your weekly forecast for April 22nd to the 28th. This is the take 2 edition. My camera overheated like a jerk and cut off the last reading, but we're going to try again here. Hopefully it doesn't overheat. Hopefully you'll be able to stay with me through the end. So we're starting over. We're going to do a reshuffle. Maybe that other reading wasn't meant to go out, okay? So, Capricorn, let's see what is coming up for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising friends for the week ahead. Come into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right, my darlings. Getting the number 5. 5 is karmic changes, breaking through cycles. Your first card here for Monday, Tuesday is 6 of Pentacles. So Monday, Tuesday, you've got some energy coming in that's going to have to do with the balancing of finances, okay? It's really funny because it really lends to what one of the messages was in the reading before the camera overheated, because there was a message. It was a different card, but it's the same kind of message here. Capricorn, a lot of you are looking over your life in the subject or in the connection of abundance. All right, goodness gracious, Capricorn. If it's not the camera overheating, it's the tripod malfunctioning. Something doesn't want me telling you this. So let's call Archangel Michael to just keep this message going, to keep us flowing here. Similar message came up with the previous reading before it malfunctioned on me. It was a different card, however. But what I'm getting here, Capricorn, is a lot of you in the early part of the week are looking back over your life. And you're looking at the situation where you're seeing ways in which you feel, or you're blaming yourself that you took wrong steps. That, oh, you know, if I hadn't done this financially, I would have been in a better place. Or if I hadn't done this for this person or that for this person, I'd be in a much better place. And so a lot of frustration in this way. A lot of like blaming yourself, a lot of feeling like you're not getting enough done or you're not as far as you should be. And yet, you know, Spirit is trying to let you know that you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. And you're being reminded of these changes or these steps or ways in which things could have been done differently. Not because Spirit is trying to make you feel bad about yourself or blaming you or judging you, but rather because you're coming into a new energy of abundance. And so Spirit wants you to be able to remember how to do things differently this time around, so that old mistakes or old cycles don't end up interfering with this new abundance that's coming in. Okay, so once again, it's not being happened to punish you or to make you feel bad about yourself. So if you start having certain memories about, man, I really wish I hadn't done this with my money or that with my money, it's not to beat yourself up. It's Spirit is letting you know, hey, Capricorn, money's going to be coming in pretty soon. Let's do things a little bit differently this time around. So it's not coming up to say, hey, you screwed up and you lost your chance. It's saying, a new chance is ahead. Let's learn from the past. Let's move forward and make different decisions this time around, okay? So try to avoid any kind of like really judging yourself or beating yourself up, okay? The past is in the past, but it's being brought to your mind so that you can do better this time around with the abundance that's coming in, because you're finally learning to get balanced with your generosity. Because there's two kinds of impressions that people have about you, Capricorn, and this is for every single person, every single Capricorn watching who resonates with the reading. Some of you have people out there, or well, all of you who resonate with the reading have people out there that would describe you in very different ways. There's the people in your life that took advantage of you, where you gave them so much. You took the shirt off your back. You gave them everything and you had nothing. You were overly generous, okay? And those people would say that you were very generous, or if they're bad, mean people, they may say, oh, I took that person for everything that they had. Like they might kind of see you as somebody who was an easy target. Well, after you got burned, you came into this energy of, well, then I'm not giving anybody anything. So the people that met you in that time of your life, they'll be like, Capricorn is stingy as hell. Capricorn does not give a crap. Capricorn is selfish. Capricorn is greedy. And you weren't like that, but you got burned, so then you have to be extra careful, right? And some of you had this cycle, these two extremes, more than once in your life. Well, you're clearing this energy, and it's finally coming in. It's dawning on you how to be generous but still be able to protect yourself. You're figuring out how to read energy. You're figuring out how to read people. You're figuring out how to be smart with your money, how to use your judgment, so that you are generous at the appropriate times for the appropriate causes in the appropriate amounts. Okay, so that you're not going to get taken for a fool again. So, and then also on the other hand, other extreme, people aren't going to feel like, man, Capricorn, you're stingy or you don't give, right? So it's going to be balancing out so that you don't have those two extremes. Coming into Wednesday, Thursday, we've got the Justice card. This is a major arcana card, Capricorn. So some of you are at a pretty big crossroads midweek, okay, where you're making some decisions, laying down some boundaries. Some of you are coming into new contracts. Some of you are signing new contracts. Some of you are going to be faced with a situation that you deem to be very unfair, and you may be going back and forth about what you want to do about it. Some of you are going to have legal course. Some of you are going to have grounds to pursue something in the court of law, okay? And so for some of you, Spirit is saying, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and make full use of your legal rights. Because this is also for some of you a way of standing up and saying, hey, you know what? I matter. I don't deserve this. This isn't okay. I know many of us, we may not want to do that. Like, we don't want to, we're like, oh, I don't want to make a big deal. I don't want to blow things out of proportion. But for some of you, there may be a situation in which something very unfair is happening, and you do have legal grounds or legal rights. And so you might be encouraged to go ahead and to pursue this. Now, I don't do court case readings. I'd be more than happy to read for you privately, but do not schedule a private reading with me saying, hey, I want to sue this person. Should I sue them? Or, hey, I have this court case coming up. What's going to happen? I don't go into the details. I'm simply saying that for some of you, legal consultation might be a good thing. But other than that, your attorney is going to have to give you the counsel or the predictions. I can't do that. I can't read on legal cases. But I will tell you, my darlings, that some of you are going to take something in the court of action. Some of you are finalizing a crazy, intense, karmic cycle with a person or persons or within a situation. I told you I got number 5, and 5 was a karmic cycle, but justice is telling me that whatever needs to happen is happening in this mid-cycle, where you're going to be able to be done with this lesson, or you're going to be able to part ways with a toxic soulmate who maybe has resurfaced in your life, lifetime after lifetime. You're finally shutting it down in this lifetime so you don't have to deal with them again in the future. Some of you, it could be within family. Some of you, it can be within work. Some of you, it could be a romantic partner. It's going to come up in different ways for different ones of you. But there's some kind of clarity, there's some kind of closure, there's some kind of drawing a line of like, this is what I'm accepting, this is what I'm not accepting. So for Capricorn, because not every single Capricorn is having the same experience at the same time, the energy is going to show up in your life in different ways, okay, in different areas of your lives. But the common thread here, the common theme is that you're putting an end to something, or you're fulfilling something to completion so that you can get to the next step, so that you can get to the higher step or the better step. Some of you, it could be a new contract, okay? As I'm looking at this, what's jumping out at me is the feather and the heart, okay? So some of you are having to balance your mental and emotional considerations. Some of you have been in an emotional bondage for a long time. Either you've been making decisions from the emotion of fear, which has been keeping you in bondage, and you're finally breaking out of that fear, and you're making decisions from a place of love and a place of faith. Or some of you have been holding on to obligations that have not been good for you because you felt bad to tell somebody no, and you're breaking out of that. But whatever the case may be, some of you Capricorns are having this moment where there's some epiphanies and your eyes are opening up, and you're feeling that maybe you've been unfair to certain people in your life, and so you're setting out in a way of making amends without beating yourself up, without hating yourself. You're gonna say, okay, what am I gonna do with the time I have? What am I gonna do to make things right? What am I gonna do to maybe fix certain situations? Okay, so some of you are the fixers, some of you are having somebody come up and do the fixing, depending on where you are. Again, it's not going to be the same for every single one of you. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, my darlings, is 10 of Swords. And I kid you not, this is where the camera froze on me when I was doing a reading the last time, and it was this exact card, and yet it's coming up again. Same exact card, same exact position. So this is a really big confirmation for me that you all are ending some karmic cycle the end of the week. Something that has not been good for you, something that's been holding you back, you're finally releasing it. People get scared when they see the 10 of Swords because it is a scary image to have 10 swords sticking up out of a person. You don't look at that and think, oh, this is going to be a good thing. But anytime I've pulled 10 of Swords for myself or for clients, and majority of my clients are people I read for years, so I get to see the progression of what happens in between the readings. It's always been right before something really good because they're moving away or they're stepping away from something that has become toxic, okay? So maybe you had certain self-medicating practices that, or certain like self-preservation practices that got you ahead in life. I'll give you an example. Maybe somebody came from like a toxic environment, so they learned to like be ditzy or play dumb, and like that was their way of like not drawing attention to themselves or lightening the mood. But you can't go through your whole life playing dumb and playing ditzy. At some point it's gonna hold you back. It was good for you for a while, right? But now it's time you can drop that act and you can behave in a different way. Or maybe somebody had really intense emotions and they couldn't deal with it, so they were a workaholic, or they were drinking, or they were doing drugs. And maybe there was a time where absolutely without that you weren't going to get through, but now is the time to put down that negative habit and come into the safe place of doing the work and healing and being able to progress in your life. Sometimes some habits that we have that are holding us back, once upon a time, because of the energy we were in, we needed them as a matter of survival. But now your MO is changing. Your operating system is changing. You don't need it anymore. When I see 10 of Swords, it gives me a sense or a feeling that someone is defeating some monster from their past. Someone is putting some demon out of commission. Something that's been terrorizing you is coming to an end because you're taking the power away from it, and you're taking your power back, and you're stepping away. It could be bittersweet. It's the end of an era for some of you, okay? Some of you are coming into it energetically simply by just having a very firm line in the ground of what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate in terms of the way people treat you or approach you. Some of you are leaving a job. Some of you are coming into a new job offer. Some of you are coming into a career change. Some of you are leaving a toxic relationship. Some of you are drawing boundaries with family members. Once again, it's going to be different for different ones of you because it's going to show up in your lives in different ways. But something that's been holding you back, you're stepping away from it, and you're like, I'm not going to be stunted anymore. I'm not going to be held back anymore. So you're coming into a new energy. I would encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos because some weeks those will resonate with you more than others. They may add a few little extra tidbits of information and make the message a little bit more personal for you because of your planetary alignments and where your planets fall. I'm more than happy to do a private reading, you guys. There's a link in the description that will take you to my private readings. The biggest question I get is there's no prices. The prices are there when you click on the reading option. When you open it up, it'll show you the price. Don't be afraid to click. It's not going to charge you. It's not going to bill you. It won't do that until you enter all the information because it's through PayPal anyway. And you know how PayPal is. You have to put in your password like 2-3 times and all. It's not going to charge you. So if you click on it, it'll show you the description. The readings are going to become more limited in the near future. I've got some openings in May, and then I'm going to take 2 weeks off in May. And then when I come back after the 2 weeks off, I'm going to be doing personal readings fewer days out of the week, so I can focus more on my Patreon members, and so I can focus more on getting spiritually themed videos and content out there for people who can't afford readings and people who are just really hungry for spiritual growth, because that's my main kind of focus here. I've been getting a lot of love readings. I'm more than happy to do love readings for you guys. I don't mind them, but my expertise and what I'm focusing on and what I want to get out there for people is the spiritual growth and the healing, like the emotional healing, because I really resonate with a lot of that, and that's very true to me in my path. So there's going to be some changes in the reading schedule. I will still be doing private readings, but they'll probably be booking up faster, okay? And I do have readings starting at $20 and up. There's affordable options. All that good stuff, my dears. But I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I thank you for, keeping active on the social media with me, and a lot more interaction to come, a lot more videos to come. It's just been, I'm so thankful for every one of you. I'm coming up on a year since making the videos. It's not a year yet, but it will be in a few months, over the summer. And I had no idea how fast it was going to grow and how many people were going to reach out for readings. So I'm getting used to this. I've been a reader for a long time, but to this extent, to this many people, is new for me. So I thank you for your patience and allowing me to work up my stamina as well. Sending you so much love and so much light.